Alright, hello? What's up, stream? We're here. Wait. Who wants to see Enigma? I mean, who wants to talk to Enigma, you know? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what you guys are here for, right? Should we get started? Should we get started with Enigma? Alright. Let me see, let's say, I think 10 likes and I'll switch over. What are we thinking? What do we think? What do we think? Alright. 7. We have 7. Alright, hello Enigma. Say hello to the stream. Here we are.
Hello, how are you doing?
What's up? And
oh my god, I'm like the center of the tension on the stream, dude. I'm like in the center.
Yes. People are here for you, bro. Nobody likes me.
Oh my god. Don't say that. Wait, how can I see chat?
You can pull up the stream, I guess. It's gonna be on the
Oh
side,
wait, I think he's my U block is messing with this. Wait a second. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can see chat now.
Okay, perfect.
Shadow King, Jay, and Scotty. Alright. Wait, maybe I'm gonna put this on T3C Discord. Wait, let me see. Yeah.
Is this the real
Let me
Audacity?
just add this on.
I guess it is the real Audacity. It is the real Audacity with the real Enigma, okay? We stay real here. Okay.
This is a recording, by the way, guys. This is all fake.
Yeah.
This is AI Enigma.
I replaced his face. Not Enigma. Wait, sorry. I think the face cam's getting stuck over and over because I tab out. I think it's fixed now. So. Stream, let me know if I fuck up anything because I'm stupid. And I have the power chat on one side, the questions that we have on the other. All right. Enigma is actually in 3D.
I'll put it in T3C.
This is what Unreal Engine 5 is for. Using Unreal Engine 5 to replace Enigma's face in real time. Alright. Thank you for the subscription, Arbad Tahir.
Okay. Yeah. What are you saying? Sorry.
I was just thanking somebody for subscribing.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, chat, should we get started?
Let's go.
Alright, we're ready? Yo, so proud of you. Thank you very much. Sense, welcome to the stream. Sense was actually the first guest on this podcast ever. Yo, I'm here to check if Chagot doesn't talk shit about me. Okay, Adam. Forehead. Oh yes. Are we gonna use any forehead memes? Oh, I should have put a picture instead of the face cam. Forehead picture.
I thought we were gonna talk about something different.
I mean, you know, we can talk about a lot of things. Yeah, I'm here to check if doesn't. Oh my god, the whole of T3C is here. Why does T3C think you're gonna shit talk them?
You said that you have like a whole book for me, right?
Yeah, I have a ton of questions.
Oh, no.
My friends were more hyped than I was. Okay, they gave me so many questions. Stop reading chat and let's do this. All right, yeah, let's get into it. And okay, so the first question, which is basically something I ask everybody because I guess I'm kind of interested in that, and I have a cool backstory of my own, which my chat already knows, most of them, which is the first thing that I ask everybody, the story of how and when you started editing.
Oh my god, the story, bro. That was like 30 years ago. How I started editing. So everything started by, video games, like playing video games and stuff. Started by playing like Unreal Tournament and other like FPS games back in the time. And then I had some friends that put me into CS, and then we're playing like between each other online. Basically, I started playing CS with them, and then after that, I started watching some montages that were popping out on YouTube back in the time, and I believe it was like Clayman and Rechi. I don't know if you know him. But he's a legend. But I started watching some of his videos, and I was like, I want to do some shit like this. And that's what sparked the interest.
Okay, so
in editing.
if somebody is a regular viewer of Enigma streams, we all know that you have a command that links to your first edit. So basically, everybody has almost everybody has seen it. That edit, I'm pretty sure, is uploaded in 2009. So
that's when I started. I think 2009. Yes. I started by editing CS. I even remember I was using Fraps, dude, to record the demos, and I didn't even disable the UD and any of that. So I just did something just for fun, just to try. And I started by editing Arcore. Arcore was like my passion because I used to listen Arcore so much back in the time. I used to do like kickboxing and boxing, and hearing like Arcore always motivated me to work out and stuff. So then I was like, all right, let's grab this into editing and see how things fit. And I remember when I started, not everyone really enjoyed the mix, but I still did it no matter what. I didn't care. And I guess I started getting more recognition back in the time when I started mixing in real life with gaming. Like the guy that made the live did. What was his name again? Forgot. I forgot his name. Who made the live? Who was the editor? Alive CS 1.6. Chat? Anyone know? Mix P? Yes, that was the guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
No one knew about. Yeah. So this guy inspired me a lot as well. Clement too, and I always wanted to do shit like they are doing.
Okay.
And yeah, man, that's kind of how I started. I got it by getting inspired by other people.
That is actually how most of us start. I was mostly curious how everything in the YouTube videos. I used to watch a lot of YouTube when I was like 11 or like 10, 11, and that's how. But yeah, I've told this story 5 times on my channel. If somebody wants to watch that, you can watch the last podcast even. So the volume up is Enigmas and the volume down is Audacity's. Yes. Well, the volume upwards is all desktop audio, which is also the music, because I didn't know how to separate it, because I don't know. To go carrying the podcast. What do you mean, bro? I'm not gonna interrupt him. Adi is nervous. I am nervous. I am not going to deny that. I am nervous.
What are you nervous about?
I don't know. Okay, so that was that. Secondly, a lot of people in my chat actually, and most of my friends, because since most of us, myself included, we're still new editors. I started in 2019 seriously, and same with
2019. So that was last year.
Yeah, last year, 2019 May. So it's 1.5 years or something like that. And so, any tips you give to new editors from your experience?
Any tips?
Yeah, from your experience. I know there's a whole T3C tip list, but let's just pull that up.
Tip list, yes, that's it. Man, I don't know. For new editors.
Like, I mean, we also get it more into the details of this, but what should one focus on and stuff like that?
Well, for new editors, it's just to basically try to understand the basics of editing, and they have to understand what exactly they want to do. You know what I mean? Like if it's really like flow edits and stuff, they have to research other things. If it's like more frag movies, more professional work, they have to keep an eye to other creators. So I think you need to. I think the advice that I have for new editors is like keep know what you want to do, and if you don't know, then just do everything till you find out. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, to be honest, you can't deny it. Everything comes with experience. Nobody can teach you editing, like the whole of it. Some stuff is just unteachable. You just have to. I don't even know if unteachable is a word, but you have to have experience.
Yeah, you have to make mistakes in order to see that those were mistakes.
Yep. Can I ask a question? We will have a viewer questions segment at the end of the stream. Right now, I'm going to be asking like the most common and the most, intriguing questions, I guess. Okay, so if you're allowed to say something about these, because most editors just say that they're not allowed to say anything, but are you working on any big projects at the moment?
Well, I just finished one. That was for that company. You probably saw it, the keycaps. Yeah, so it was Liquid did a collab with them, and then I worked for that project for like a week or 2 weeks, and that was it. Now, I'm gonna be working on another project, but I can't really say it. But it's gonna be bigger than the ones that I did before. I can't really say that much, but it's gonna be a big deal.
Okay.
And it's gonna be good for my portfolio as well. Really good.
That gets me excited already. All right.
Well, hopefully Starker, I can achieve it.
Starker will hop on the podcast someday. I think he asked you before. We'll see. I'm gonna try to get like everybody that I look up to, which is, I mean, I guess today's a huge step. So, yeah. I'm yes. If I sound nervous, it's because I am nervous.
Yeah, get Starker, man. Starker is such a chill dude, man.
I mean, I need help.
And he's working now. He's working now for FaZe.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, sometimes it's just really hard to get in contact with editors, and yeah, so I'm still trying to do stuff, but yeah, I definitely want to get like everybody that inspires me in any way onto the podcast sometime and ask them stuff. So yeah, 3 days for the results of the Sparkles contest. Oh, wasn't that supposed to end in October and then it got delayed? And then they said it was like 1st December?
Wait, what?
The Sparkles editing contest.
I don't know. I know that I'm gonna be a judge, and I'm waiting for him to message me with the top 10 or top 20, and then I have to order the way that I think the way that I think that it should be the winners. And then I think they have more judges, and then they figured it out. But they need to know my opinion.
Can you talk about cinematography? I'm truly interested. We have questions about every category, literally. So yeah, I'll get into all the questions that I have. You'll see. I've tried to cover every single thing that Enigma knows about, and I've had in my mind for like however long I've known him. Is this Enigma's first time being the interviewee? Is it, Enigma?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is the first time that someone is actually like doing an interview for like an hour, 2 hours. With me.
Okay, that's cool. The Sense, hey, welcome to the stream. This question is actually pretty crucial because a lot of editors have trouble with this. What still motivates you to edit? Like today, like what gets you up and running? If you're working on a project and you wake up in the morning, what is that mindset? What is the thought process of your, like, how do you get motivation to pursue a project?
That's an interesting question, because before it was music. Music was one of the things that would help me out, pursue that. And in real life problems, because I could find somehow let's say shelter, I would say, in doing my own thing and a creative process, and I didn't have to think of any of the negative stuff that exists in real life, and that would kind of like what motivated me and would make me like, you know what, I'm just gonna focus on this, I know that I'm doing something that is good in a way, and that's it. But nowadays, what motivates me, first of all, it's seeing what other people can do, and that kind of motivates me. Like the same way as when I started, when I see projects from other people, I'm like, oh my god, I want to do that one day. You know what I mean? So nowadays it's kind of the same thing. When I see projects like really realistic and really good fucking 3D, I'm like, oh my god, man, how I have to like study how they achieve it and how. And yeah, man, that's like other people's work motivates me a lot, and money. Because I was always a person that I never had anything when I was younger. My family always struggled, and having some kind of income from the creative work that I do is the best thing that I could ever ask for. I think it's such a big deal for me, you know?
Yeah.
I know that normally, that's the thing. It's the work that other people do and money. That's it. That's what motivates me.
I mean, I'm only 16, so money isn't really too big for me. Obviously, I do charge, but the first thing you said actually is something that.
Oh yeah, what Jenny's saying as well. My own ambition as well. Like I always try to become better and better. In every project, I try to do a better job than the project beforehand. And if I don't really do that, I don't feel that good. But I always try to, be better every time that I do a project. And actually, Liquid saw that. The person that hired me, he told me that he saw the progress of growth since I started the project, the Valorant Edit. Because when I started the project of Valorant Edit, I had different ideas of how the edit is going to be. And eventually, throughout the time, that months that I was working, they saw the evolution. And I think you can see that as well throughout the edit, the intro. Yeah. The intro starts a little bit and then suddenly starts like raising the bar. Like, and I don't know, man. I just wanted to produce something good for them since I was getting paid for it. And I know they have like a big fan base. So I just wanted everyone to be happy, including myself.
Yeah. But yeah, the same thing happens with me, looking at some other people, and especially when I looked at your Valorant montage for Liquid, and then I saw FaZe's Valorant montage for their like introduction for the team. Basically, I'm also going to be doing a Valorant montage soon for a team, and it's also it's also an introduction for the Valorant team, and I just want to do, even like at the lowest level, if I'm able to replicate something of your level, that'd be the best thing ever. That's why I've been starting to learn. I believe everyone
can, man. Listen, everyone can do what I did, and to be honest, everyone can do whatever they want to do. I think the biggest problem is that having the idea, you know, I think that's the hardest part, because if you have an idea, then you are good, man. You know, you have like this clever idea and shit. So in my case was introducing the players with the characters, and then having like some kind of hype in the middle of the edit, where like tension, where there's like a one player against fucking 5, and try to, you know, and like the explosion, the freeze frames, to create that kind of hype as well in the middle of the edit. You gotta think of an idea, and then eventually maybe that can get like, you know, known or shared easily and shit. But mostly it's like you need a good idea. If you don't have a good idea, then it's just going to be the same as other montages or edits, you know.
Yeah,
that's why it doesn't get like recognized as much.
But I mean, yeah, it's like what you said kind of hit me too, because that's also what I use for motivation. And actually, I'll try to do because as I said, I'm trying to get more into 3D because I love 3D work, and I'm gonna try, if you have time, to ask you for ops if you're down to do that, because yeah, that'd help a lot.
Okay, man. I will try my best.
this is something that I thought a lot of people would ask because everybody kind of has to go through this on some level as an editor. How hard has it been to balance such high standard work with other things in life, like university and stuff you have?
Yeah. Well, first of all, shout outs to Jenny because she's a lifesaver. Because behind of all the work that I do, like first of all, you need a lot of time because I'm really what the fuck was that, dude? Because I'm really it's like I'm really kind of new to the old 3D stuff. I have some knowledge of like cinematography, editing, and stuff like that, and having all of that helps out. Not have to research those things, but in terms of 3D, I'm still like kind of recent to it, so I'm still learning. So Jenny helps out a lot when it comes to like the house stuff and shit, and you just gotta manage your time a little bit. And when I start a project for like Liquid or something, and if they give me a deadline, I know how many hours I have to work on, including if I have to do some research in order to understand how to do certain things. So that's why sometimes I spend so many hours on the computer because I'm still pretty recent to all of the 3D thing. But Jenny kind of helps a lot.
Mm-hmm. All right.
If it wasn't for her, I'll probably will be eating tuna with fucking rice like I did it in Lisbon. In Lisbon, I was working full time and I was streaming, and I didn't have time to cook because I was doing everything. Editing and streaming, and at the same time working sometimes 12 hours, 9 hours a day, which was fucking mad. So my meals were always made super fast, or I would cook like a massive lasagna and would last me for like 2 days. So I didn't have to cook anything. I just had to like reheat it. But
damn.
yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So okay, I'm really sorry. Quick little sorry to Spyrax. I don't have alerts on right now because I recently switched from Twitch to YouTube, and then I forgot to set up the alerts. But he tipped $10. Thank you very much. I just checked OBS and I saw this. So thank you so much for that. I'm really sorry that I didn't have alerts on. And
my man Spyrax.
But. Okay, so that's actually cool, seeing how you the transformation, so to speak. Mod money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's it. I think I answered. I don't know if the answers are not really correct, straightforward. I'm sorry. I remember a lot.
I mean, it's fine. It's just basically all these questions are said like I'm asking with the intent of helping other people going through the same stuff, because everybody has to deal with stuff with school and college and university, and obviously the people that look up to you obviously wonder how you do it because you say you're going to
when I started on school, of course, I was always like a guy on school that didn't put that much time on school when I saw, in high school and shit, which is bad, which you should. But anyways, in school, I basically try to always pass no matter what, even if with the grades that are like just to pass. That was my goal, because the rest I just wanted to spend time in doing stuff that I like. Sports, fucking boxing, kickboxing, and editing. Because back in the time I started editing, everyone used to say that, oh yeah, he just fucking plays video games all the time and he's gonna play video games. And I get invites sometimes to, oh, do you want to go out today? And I'm like, oh no, I'm just gonna be home. Most of the times I was either editing or actually playing. But most of the times I was editing, and I was making fun of for playing all the time. But no, it was just editing.
Larry says, does he have the chat open? Yes, he does have the chat open. Why is he talking of 49 Editors podcast? Well, basically, this podcast is covering all aspects of an editor's life, which is why I'm asking him how he manages IRL stuff too. Last podcast, I went into a deep discussion with Zant on the educational system and stuff like that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and which is actually, there are a couple questions regarding that for you too, but yeah.
Sure.
But I try to cover all aspects of what an editor has to go through, because I mean, editors are still humans. They go to school and stuff, and sometimes
editors are normal people, man.
Yep. We didn't, and we also sometimes, especially when you're starting out with, say you just finished school, you're starting out in college, stuff like that. It's sometimes hard to balance stuff. And seeing how your inspirations do it, it's sometimes helpful. So that's why I asked.
Yeah, well, nowadays it's way easier for everyone to find information about editing. Back in the time was a hell of a pain. You either needed to do stuff that was really good, so in this way you could stay in the bubble of like the good editors, and everyone will talk and say certain things, how they did, how they did certain things on the edits. But if you were but most of the times no one would say anything because they didn't want you to do the same thing or a better thing than you. So it was a lot of like really competitive back in the time. Mm-hmm. So I had to do a lot of research myself in order to learn how to do certain things, because no one would open up their mouth to say how they did this and that,
Yeah.
And all I wanted was just to become better. Uh-huh. That's kind of how I started like the T2C stuff, was just because I just wanted to share, man. I wanted to share all the information that I had and how to do certain things, because I got inspired by watching other stuff. And if I give information about how to do editings and stuff like that, there's no need to hide any information that because if you share that information with others, someone can do something that would spark an idea in your head as well. Mm-hmm. So it's just, we're all in the same kind of thing, man, and this is video game editing, dude.
The sense says now you can just buy a project file. Yep. So.
Yeah, true.
I mean, what is wrong with me? Do you think this has degraded editing knowledge in a way? Like, no, it's not valued as much anymore?
What? The project files?
No, like knowledge of editing, having knowledge about editing.
No, I don't think it degraded anything, man. Like you have all the information right next to you,
Yeah.
You can do and you can
some
be
people
anything
say
you want.
that if when back, like you said, when editing was hard to, like, the knowledge was hard to obtain, it was valued more by people. It was more precious to them. Now that it's easily available, some people are of the mindset that people don't value it as much. What do you think about that?
No, man. Now it's more about who can come up with the best idea, and that's how you get recognized. Before, you would do an edit that is just random, had no quality at all, and people would be like crazy about it. But to be honest, I prefer the creative side of it than just someone uploading like a montage with nothing in it. And you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I prefer to watch like creative stuff than before it was different, man. Before it was different because people would upload an edit and people would go crazy no matter what. Now it's different. Now, in order for an edit to become like super recognized, you either need to have a really good idea, do something completely odd and different, or have a massive community, and you need to be really known in order for your montage, even if it's bad, to be known.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking in the chat if you'll be their stepbrother.
Can you time out him, man, for like 5 hours?
5 hours? Okay. Alright, anyways, moving on. This is something, a bit of a more serious question.
Yes.
Thoughts on the rivalry between editing communities of different games?
You said the rivals?
Yeah, like you know how certain editing, like certain game communities think editing this game is cringe or it's bad, or the community of like if somebody edits this game then they're a bad editor, which is actually kind of stupid if you think about it, but it exists. What do you think about that? Because a lot of people wanted to know that.
I think that we are a really small community that just bitches about each other and what they are editing and what they should edit and what they should not. I think people should just mind their own fucking business and just do whatever the fuck they want. That's basically it, man. If people are bitching because you are editing Fortnite, man, fuck them, dude. You know, you do whatever you want, because in Fortnite you can as well. Man, the possibilities of creation is so infinite, dude. You know, you can do anything you want. It doesn't matter the game. Even the Roblox, you can come up with something for Roblox or an idea that will fucking blow up everyone's mind. Even any community that is like, even Fortnite community can blow the Fortnite community or CS community or COD community. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think you should just, I don't know, man, just ignore it, you know? That's it. That's my advice for new editors. Just ignore it. If people make fun of you for editing whatever game you are editing to, just ignore it, man. Just move on. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean it's because I started out on Fortnite in 2019. I was playing Fortnite ever since it released in 2017. And when I started editing in 2019, because Fortnite was the main game I was playing at the time, I started out with Fortnite, like the game. And I was actually like, so when I started trying to improve and coming into communities, like, I'm not going to take names, fuck it. But, you know, when I tried going into the more deeper communities of editing, where there's more, people have more knowledge and stuff, it was actually, you know, frowned upon, so to speak, to edit Fortnite. And it was just like true. I mean,
because they have more knowledge in editing?
Yeah, I guess. Because, I mean, I'm not gonna
it's different
argue.
Communities, man. It's, I don't know, it's different communities. Fortnite community is a massive community, man. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, it all comes down that it's you're just generalizing again. Because true, okay, Fortnite is a newer community, but it doesn't mean that everybody in that community is gonna be bad. That's my main argument there. Like, you're generalizing again with that, which, I mean, in my opinion, generalizing anything is kind of stupid. But everybody has different opinions, and I'm not here to override anything. But.
Man, but there's really good editors, bro, in Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good editors.
There's good editors and there's bad editors in any community.
I mean, there's people in the chat that I could call out right now, but as I said, I'm not going to take any names. That, like, if I like someone's edit and I make a good comment on it or I tweet about them, I just can't. I get censored, so to speak. They're going to, like, you know, it's the thing that they're going to come on my tweet and they're going to start saying, oh no, he's bad, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. I can't appreciate something anymore, publicly at least. Which is,
I see what you mean. So if you leave a comment, for example, on the COD edit, saying that you like this, or even like your own opinion, they should change something. They will.
I mean, obviously, no
come
edit
back at you because you edit Fortnite. Is that what you're trying to say?
I guess you shouldn't call someone bad when you're not any better than them. Okay. What do you? I mean, if you're not better than them, then
what
calling
I think
them.
Is that I just think, fuck them. I don't know, bro. Oh my god, dude, editing drama is so fucking. I don't know, man. But I know where you're trying to say. Like, receiving backlash for editing a certain game because you just comment something on another. It's normally what the editing community most of the people are. Just, you know, it's like cancel each other, man. I don't know, but man, I think you should just block them. If you don't like them, block them. Like, you don't need to hear or to get offended by these people if you don't like it.
like Blitz says here, he says, well, I mean, you should not call someone bad if you're not any better than them, which is true. But I mean, calling anybody bad in general, in my opinion, isn't good. I mean, if you're better than them, then tell them what they need to improve. Like, give them constructive criticism so that they know what they need to improve on, and then they focus on that. And even if you're worse than somebody, you shouldn't be limited to criticize them. Even if you're like bad at, like, if you're worse than somebody, but you have an idea or an opinion that you think would make the other better, then you shouldn't be censored to say that just because you're worse than them.
I agree, but people are different as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Some people, like, for example, the way that I learned, it was like people needed to completely say that my shit was so bad and stuff like that in order for me to kind of prove to them that they're wrong. Or sometimes you think that you're doing something that is good, and if they mention that what you did was bad, even without saying what you should change in order to be better, like sometimes when they say something is bad and you look at it and like, oh shit, actually, yeah, like if you know what I mean. The way that I improved was by actually having this type of criticism, was like people actually talking trash about how bad certain things I did was, and then I stopped doing them. And but I stopped, or if I stopped doing them, or I did it in a different way in order to prove them wrong. I try to improve the bad things in me, but like I said, people are different. Some people take criticism really seriously, really personally, and then you have other people giving criticism when it's like you said, it's just super negative shit, you know. But you, as a person that knows both sides, you know when a person is being just negative, and you know when a person is being just serious and try to help you out in saying like, yeah, this is bad because of this and this and that. But you have the other people that are just more toxic. These people, you can just get rid of it. You don't need these people in your life, you know.
Using hate as a motivation is a unique trait that only some people have.
Yeah. Exactly. That's actually a good quote.
Yeah.
Wait, who said, was that bot? Yeah. Using hate as a motivation is a unique trait only some people have. Yeah. That's why I said that people are different. That's something that I can take that as a motivation, but some people can't.
Bud is one of my close friends. I was in a VC with him right before we started this, and he wanted me to tell you to say his name, and now you said his name, so.
Oh, his name Bud?
Yeah, Bud VFX. Okay. He said I should show you one of his edits and stuff. But, okay.
Then what's the roast channel in Teacher City? Well, the roast channel, it's a funny way. For example, there are some editors that make edits where, for example, if I made an edit that I think is awful, and to be honest, I don't care what people would say, I'll put the edit, or I care what the people say, so I'll put the edit there because I know people make fun of certain things. Maybe these certain things is something that I need to be aware of, that not everyone says it, you know? I don't know. The roast channel can be for the people that find negative as motivation. I don't know.
Yeah, true. I mean, that can work.
I did it for the fun of it, you know? I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Actually, I completely forgot to write this down, but I had this question ever since I asked you the first time, like 2 months ago. How did you come up with the name Enigma?
Oh, damn. I talked about this on stream the other day. I think it was just because I felt like an enigma for most of the people, because not everyone used to do video game editing on the circle of friends that I'm from Portugal, from Algarve, and I've been editing since 2009. In 2009, man, if you were to say that you were editing video games, people would just, people would not understand. Even today, sometimes it's hard to. It's like you telling your grandma that you editing video games, and she's like, "Oh, what's that?" Like it's so odd. And I don't know, man. I was always like, I was always kind of different to everybody else that I knew back in the time.
T3C roast
in the personal level, though.
Should we do a T3C roast? bringing back T3C just for that. What do you think?
It's not as bad as 3D General. Well, 3D General is different, man. I don't know.
3D General, bro. I've been in 3D General for the past like week or something, because as I said, I'm trying to learn 3D, and sometimes I kind of cry myself to sleep. But I mean, yeah.
Listen,
but at the end of the day,
people that actually are giving some criticism, like Devo and Spliffen and other people, they touch on subjects that actually matters. Even if it's in like this negative way, if you think about it, it makes sense what they say,
Yeah, I mean, Devo gets really mad when you tag him, and I've stopped tagging him.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, dude, it's like, why would you tag him? To know like an information? There's so much information everywhere. If you need something in specific, I don't know, man. I would not tag. I think I would just ask. I don't know. Instead of tagging.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess I've learned that, and now I just put the thing in there. I type in his name sometimes.
I don't know what happened between you and Devo, dude, so I can't really
I'm chill with him. It's not that, because he still helps me, even after everything he says, and it's chill because, I know how, like, not to take things too seriously, so it's fine. But he also has helped me a ton, so I appreciate that at the end of the day. So yeah, isn't this an editor's? Can you actually ask editing questions? As I said, I'm going to touch on everything, and there's going to be a lot of questions about editing. Don't worry. I'm not even 1/4 the way with the whole question.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Okay. What are, in your opinion, the worst mistakes an editor could make?
Like trying to do flows edits in 3D when they don't know anything about editing. I think that's the worst. Yeah.
Wait, so
if you are not already like comfortable with doing a flow edit, just a flow edit, and then suddenly you decide to do 3D, like things not gonna work out really well for you, at least for like a few months. Because you need to first polish the editing skill you have, and then you need to polish the 3D skill. And that's completely two different skills.
Understandable.
Yeah. Or try to copy paste completely other editors. Like, for example, I'm going to give the example of Maniac. A lot of editors copy paste the same style, man. Like, even people that already know how to edit, they fucking copy paste the entire style, man. Like particles and the same way to do the text on the wall tracks and shit. I think that's a mistake. I mean, it's nice to practice, but for example, I would not fucking publish an edit on my YouTube channel that has completely the same thing as Maniac did. You know what I mean? I would not do that. I would just make it for myself, maybe just to practice. I would not put it. Oh, I made this edit. I did this smiley face. You know, I don't know, man.
You can't expect your first edit on a new game or a new style to be perfect. I mean, in my opinion, no edit is perfect. Somebody always will have something to say that would make the edit better. And I mean, obviously,
it's like movies, dude. Same thing.
Different stuff looks better to different people. Like somebody could like more like a more sharper flow. Somebody could like more linear flow, something like that. It's opinion based and stuff. So no edit, in my opinion, can ever be perfect, no matter how good you are. So
there's always flaws. The edit could be close to perfection, but there's always flaws. And even if you ask the editor that made that edit, that everyone is saying that is perfect, that editor is gonna say, no, I think I fucked up here and there, and I could change this and that and that. It happens to me, man, as well.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you've seen Highlight Editor a lot in the chat.
I've seen what?
Highlight Editor.
If I seen an highlight editor?
No, like just people typing Highlight Editor.
A lot of people about chat.
Yeah, in the chat, in the YouTube chat. Basically, I want to explain this because last podcast with Zant, the same thing happened. Everybody was typing this, and he was confused. After the podcast, he asked me what was up with that. Basically, there's a little meme going on, I guess, with my community. The thing is,
Okay.
I highlight edit. Do you know what highlight editing is exactly? Basically, it's like
Yeah, I
frag
know.
movies, but in Fortnite. When you
Oh,
there's
wait.
there's no editing really. It's just video synced to music. That's it. And that
That's
became
how you call an highlight editor in Fortnite?
that's what we call a highlight editor, which I guess is
Okay.
yeah. And so
I
basically,
thought highlight editor would be something completely different than that.
yeah. I mean, the first time you heard
I
the
thought
word,
it was like, for example, highlights of, clips or streamers, or you know what I mean,
yeah.
or gameplay that with the camera. I don't know.
So basically, highlights are not frag movie. I know. I said shut up. Okay. Thing is, basically, there was this the highlight editing trend. Highlights basically were like cool clips a player hits. Like there's a professional player, he hits a cool clip, and then he clips that, and that clip is called a highlight of his stream. You know,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
Yeah.
And so those people combined a ton of those clips and made a video and posted it to their YouTube channels. Competitive players,
Yeah.
that's all. Like there's mostly all the content you'll see on a Fortnite competitive players YouTube channel. And so basically there
Okay.
was this big trend with Fortnite highlight editing, and it started becoming really popular, and everything was like highlight. There were like literal highlight editors, even though like highlight editing, at least in my opinion, isn't really a skill. You're literally just syncing up clips.
Wait, you were cutting off. What did you say? Yeah, they are not really what?
They're
Right.
like, highlight editing doesn't really require skill. Editing skill is what, in my opinion, because you're just cutting, like you're just syncing up the clips.
Yeah.
So basically, I had a fight with someone on Twitter, and ever since that fight, everybody in my community, basically my chat, my following, they always call me highlight editor to piss me off. So if you see that, that's why. I just want to clear that up.
Okay.
So, okay. Next question.
Well,
we have.
in a way, we all are highlight editors. If you're gonna do an edit, you're gonna highlight the frag.
Sure. I mean,
But yeah, an highlight editor doesn't do cinematics here, and it doesn't make it unique, right? It's just a copy pasta basically.
that was the point. Basically, there's no creativity, there's no execution, there's no flow. Like mostly, like all the things that come into an editor.
Yeah, it's just to show the frags. That's it.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And then, so that's basically the whole problem there. But we'll move on to the next question, which is: have you ever experienced a creative block? A creative block?
Yes. When was that? I think I experienced that when I was doing the Valorant edit. Yes. I didn't know what to do for Reyna. And I was I don't know, man. I was just lost. I didn't know what the fuck I should do for Reyna, and I got like on this. I had some ideas, but I didn't know how to achieve them. So then I just scrapped that, and then I just didn't know what to do. And I think the reason for that was because I didn't allow myself to have free time. I needed time to have free mind space. You know what I mean? Like to not think completely about any creative shit. Just go for a walk and not think about anything. Because sometimes you need that. Otherwise, you're gonna start having like so many blocks. Man, on the Valorant edit, I spent an entire month from like 9 a.m. to like 9 p.m. working my ass off. I only had one day off, and the day off that I had was to do the renders. And one of the days, another day that I had, was I almost passed out on the couch. That's how intense it was for me, because I wanted to do good. And when I was fighting for that mind block, I just needed to do something that was nothing related to editing at all. I'm not sure if that day I went for lunch out and then I came back and all right, let's do this, and I come up with something.
Yeah,
But
so basically
yeah,
when
it
something gets repetitive, you experience that, I guess. Because this question was actually...
It's not repetitive. I don't know, man. It's like you don't know what to do completely. You are lost. You don't know what to do. It's really bad, man, when that happens.
Yeah, especially when you're doing something as big as you. I mean, I can imagine with you doing the Liquid project and facing a creative block in between that. It can also be stressful because it's such a
Yeah,
big
it is
thing.
stressful and it's a lot of pressure as well. Because if you are, for example, that was just the intro, right? So if I have a creative block and I'm not just on the beginning of the projects and I'm doing something so big for a big company, introducing a whole professional team,
Yeah,
man, you start doubting of yourself a little bit, dude. You know, like, are you capable to do this shit?
yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah, you start like just thinking of so
You're
much other stuff,
was
and
I
you
even
just have
made
to go
do
for a
this
walk, and
stuff
that's
like
it,
that.
man.
You start questioning yourself, which is actually
Yeah,
the shit.
and sometimes, well, it depends. Sometimes you need to get out of the computer completely, or other times you just have to do the idea you have in mind, and that's it. Because sometimes when you are making that idea, even if you don't achieve it, you can come up with something else to find a solution to cover that. You know, I don't know how to explain, but yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Creative blocks is messed up.
Alright, so continuing with this question, have you ever felt that you're working non-stop without progressing?
Without progressing.
Like as an editor, are you improving and stuff? You just feel like that you're just working and you're working, but you don't feel like that you're improving your work at all.
I don't think I've ever felt that, because I always push for myself to do things that I never did before. So I always think that I'm improving no matter what.
Like Jen mentioned, you always try to be better than your previous edit, I guess.
Yeah. So I never really try to do the same thing. Or if I do, for example, you know HCs that I used to do on stream and shit?
Yeah.
So when I was living with my grandma before coming to UK, I was streaming for a year. Maybe I felt that when I was doing HCs almost every week or so. HCs was just fucking killing me, man. I was always doing the same thing. I was doing HCs on stream, and I was just thinking to myself, what the fuck am I doing here that is creative? And people still, in a way, they watch this. What they are watching, that they find this new and unique. Like, unless it's my personality. But besides that, the fucking content is the same shit. It's up and down in velocity, dude. And adding some color grading, and the only thing that changes is the fucking music, man.
Yeah.
So I was always like, what? Why? I don't get it, man. And yeah, HCs was kind of killing me. So then I started doing edits on stream, like starting an edit from scratch. When I made, so I did the PUBG edits. I was trying new games, because I wanted to know as well how the games work. How do you make a flow edit in different games? Just to practice that. And then what can I do in that game or in that edit to be slightly different than the other one, and so on. So I always try to be different in every edit that I do. So yeah, besides the HC shit, that's it. It was the only parts that I felt like I was not growing.
Okay. So literally everyone in my friend group that does 3D had this question. We've researched quite a lot, and according to the internet, Valorant textures cannot be exported from the game.
Your mic cut off, bro.
Wait, what? Is it?
Yeah, your mic cut off. I didn't hear the full question.
Okay, so the question is, I've researched quite a lot, and according to the internet, Valorant textures cannot be exported from the game, at least like right now. How did you use them in your edit?
You go from like deep questions to like texturing in 3D. Man, I don't.
Keep in mind these questions. I was in VC with my friends last night, and we just
the way that
asked
I do
anything.
The way that I do it is so I took screenshots from the game, and then I manipulated the screenshots so it looks a little bit more realistic, but in a style of Valorant. I don't know if that makes sense. So I use Materialized in order to get better textures from Valorant, from the screenshots that I took. I use as well Topaz to upscale them, and then I project them to the models, to the meshes in 3D. That's basically how I did it. And normally that took me so long, dude. Like, I had to do the player dying, for example, and having the exact the camera where the camera is going to be, and then from that I had to texture it just what's in the camera, and not, for example, texturing the entire fucking map or the entire part of the map. The only thing I did was just to texture what's in the camera, because if otherwise I would take so long. And I did that mistake on the beginning, and I was like, yeah, I don't know why the fuck I don't just do what's in the camera and that's it. And then the entire edit went a little bit more smooth, and I saved a bunch of time of just doing that, just texturing what's in the camera.
Okay, Kana says you can export it.
No, yeah, you can. Yeah, if you watch a YouTube video, I'm pretty sure you can export everything from any game that is Unreal.
Well, the biggest problem with me right now is I'm trying to export, like, I'm doing a 3D project right now, and I used UModel to export a point of view, like point of interest, like a town in Fortnite, to Blender, because UModel, like, I can do that with UModel. But now when I want to use Unreal Engine for the edit, and so when I export the whole POI from Blender to Unreal Engine, in Blender it is textured, but in Unreal Engine it is not textured. Even if I use like OBJ and MTL stuff, nothing comes textured. And I asked in 3D, and they said that the textures are too complicated to export. And I've been trying to
from
do
Blender to Unreal Engine.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that on Blender you can export the projects with texture.
Yeah, well, you should be able to, but
there,
according to
Engine,
Devo, these textures are too complicated to be exported. I'm not sure what that means entirely, but
I don't know, man. I never did Fortnite.
And the most annoying thing is, because I don't know how, like, if this even exists.
But yeah, someone in the chat is saying that you can export the textures from Valorant. Yes, you can. But for example, if you have textures that are mixed, you can't really find those textures. That's why I screenshot them. I screenshot them because you actually save more time screenshotting and then projecting the texture into the model that it wants, then going find the texture individually. Sometimes the name of the texture is in the mesh, but other times is not in the mesh. So most of the times I'll just screenshot it because it was way easier. And since you are doing a flow edit in 3D, you don't need to be super specific in the textures. You can just project the texture, and then you're gonna have motion blur on top of it. So it doesn't really matter that much. You just need to have the right tones into it to look like it's a Valorant edit, a Valorant map.
But yeah, it was so annoying because I don't know how to.
So I believe in Fortnite. On Fortnite, you probably can do the same shit, you know.
I mean, like screenshotting all the textures and then putting them back in Unreal Engine.
Yeah, because what exactly you gonna do? What cinematic you gonna do?
Basically,
I'm gonna tell you something. So the white shots are a fucking pain. If you have a white shot in 3D, then it's going to be a pain because you have to deal with all of the textures because everything is in frame, right? So everything that is on the camera, you need to have the textures. But if you have a close-up, you can't even have a fucking plane of with a screenshot that it took. If you have a close-up, I did this so many times, and if you get my project files from the breakdown, I believe that I did the same thing. I just had the plane behind the guy, with the screenshot that I took in the same position, and then with blur and motion blur, you know, you're good. No one's gonna notice that's a plane. Everyone's gonna think that he's inside of the map.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It depends of how. It depends of what
everything is supposed to be in a room, but the last scene is supposed to. The camera is supposed to zoom out, like pan out of a building. And then the building is supposed to say the name of the person that I'm doing this work for. So So the last shot is kind of a white shot, I guess. So that's it's really annoying.
Yeah, you have to. I don't know, man. I don't know how's it done with Fortnite.
Yeah,
I don't know. I never did that.
The problem is, since I used UModel to export, I thought that there should be a way to export directly from UModel to Unreal Engine, but apparently that does not exist. So, well. Yeah, we're running out of time. Everybody wants to do more questions. Next up, we have, if someone wants to start editing, what mindset and goals should they have in your opinion?
Someone wants to start editing, what goals they should have in... I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a hard question. What goals? But that depends of person per person as well. Like, because editors, I don't know, man. They should focus on what they really want to do in the future. I think that's it. If they want to do highlight editings for YouTubers, streamers, then just focus on that and see how you can achieve it. If you want to do flow edits, then just search tutorials about how to do velocity stuff and shit like that. You know, it's just what do you want to do in the future? That's the question. If you want to do 3D, then just, you know.
So let's say in continuity with this question, in your opinion, if someone starts editing, should they focus more on improvement at the start or making money?
Your mic was cutting again on the beginning.
Why is this happening? I don't know.
I think he's only on Discord. I don't know. Maybe on OBS is fine for you, dude.
Okay. Okay. So in continuity with the last question, in your opinion, if someone starts editing, should they focus more on improvement at the start or making money? Or does that also come down to whatever you want to achieve, I guess?
On the beginning? Improvement. I would say improvement, because with improvements, then you can get bigger clients. If you really want to just focus on the money, then just improve your skill, and then you're eventually gonna get paid more. I don't know.
Sorry, wait, I know the webcam froze too. That was a technical difficulty. I fixed it. Please calm down. Holy shit. Okay. Alright, continue.
Yeah, I think I answered it.
Alright.
Well, what was the question again?
Should someone focus more on improvement or making money at the start?
Yeah, at the start, improvement for sure. How are you gonna differentiate yourself to others when, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta improve. If you're just gonna think about money, then you're not gonna make that much money. You need skill first.
All right. Okay, yeah. So finally, we're gonna move somewhat towards more towards cinematography questions. I don't know how to speak English, like a lot of the chat wanted to. So this question is actually by Kawai. Your advice to someone who wants to become a filmmaker or director but is currently in the video game editing community. So like they started and they're still in the video game editing community, but in the future sometime they want to become a filmmaker or director, so to speak.
I think so if you're already an editor, you're already ahead of the people that are not editors that are trying to apply for those jobs, right? So you know what continuity is because of the way that you edit your stuff. You have an editor mindset. The same thing as me when I was working as a cameraman on Lisbon. I was a little bit ahead of everyone because I had the knowledge of editing and what exactly the editor will need. So every time that I would film something, I knew exactly, I knew exactly what was the entire storyline of that stuff that I was filming. Wait, what was the question again? Sorry, dude.
Basically, what would your advice be to somebody who wants to become a filmmaker or director in the future, but for now, they're in the video game editing community?
I think maybe you should grab a camera and start doing your own work. Maybe even work for free for other people, just for the start. If you don't want to go to college or to learn to educate yourself in schools and stuff, you need to start going out there and experience all of the cinematography, directing kind of world stuff. So yeah, maybe I would I don't know, going on Craigslist or going to Facebook or whatever and try to find people that are trying to find cinematographers and shit, and say that you can do that for free, but you're pretty new, if they're okay with that. And then just try to work on that and experience and see what. That's it. I don't know, man.
Okay.
The way that I started was I was an editor as well, and I knew that I wanted to do filming stuff. I wanted to start filming. I didn't want to do more video game editing back in the time and stuff. So then I decided, you know what, I'm going to take 1 year of a course of a cameraman. And so I had to travel to Lisbon because back in the time in my town, there was nothing like that. So I studied for a year. Like I said, I was ahead of everyone on the course because, you know, I had the editing mindset. And I managed to have like such an insane grade when it came to filming and my final projects and stuff because of all the background that I had of editing. Like basically editing was the backbone of all of the filming shit. And then from there, my boss really liked the stuff that I did and he hired me. And one of the reasons that he hired me was because of the crane. I was good at a crane shot. And the, you know, I don't know if you know, but like crane, you managing a crane is almost doing cinematics in the game. You know, you have to have that smooth movements and, you know, do the tilts, the pans and the diagonals and try to figure it out. Good angles from the crane. Like it's basically doing in real life edit, but on the crane. So I got hired from that. And then, yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it, bro. I don't know. You just, yeah, just start recording. Grab a camera, go do something, even if it's working for free on the beginning. And if you want to take the same path as I did, but
don't
for example, now,
now,
for example, I'm studying film in university, so I'm like on the last year. If I learned something from it, well, the thing is, I already had some knowledge, but yeah, of course, I learned some stuff from
Right,
the
so
uni.
this is actually one of the future questions about the educational system with editing. We're gonna get into that later.
Okay.
Another question by one of my friends. While doing client work, if your client limits you from doing a lot of things, do you think that places an improvement barrier on your work?
Wait, say the question again. If there's an improvement in my work flow.
No. If you're working for somebody and that person is limiting you from doing a lot of things, like they're saying don't do this and don't do that and a lot of these things, do you think that would place an improvement barrier on my work or on the said person's work?
What do you mean with the improvement barrier?
Like
If
would
you're gonna,
if they're like, would their improvement rate, so to speak, would be like lower?
I think the motivation would be lower, right? Like if you have a client that says to you, "Oh, you can't do this, you need to do that, and this and that, and this and that," and with most of the times it happens a lot, right? Yeah, I think definitely can like create blocks on you. Like, just do what, like if you are getting paid, just do whatever he is asking, and that's it. You know, even for his eyes, he thinks that he's good, and you think that he's completely shit. Just do it. You know,
so do you
he's
think?
praying for it.
Do you think if, like, you know, if you're working with clients like these, then personal projects help a lot with improvement?
Say that again. Your mic is keeping cutting off, man.
Let me remove my voice meter stuff. I think that's what's causing the problem. All right, now you can hear me fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, do you think if you're working for a client like this, do you think personal projects would help keeping the improvement, like, I guess,
the motivation?
I guess.
Well, if you have time for them, you know, yeah, personal projects is always good for you, dude, because you can do whatever you want.
It's, I guess, the only limit is yourself and your.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can burn out from doing so much stuff, you know, unless the work that you are doing for yourself is different than what the work you are doing for the client. For example, if you're editing for the clients, just like a flow edit, but then your personal project, you are doing something completely different, like 3D, I think that's really good for you, man, because you are just developing your skills even more. And maybe that can be a motivation for you. I don't know, it depends of person to person. But I doubt that if you are editing for a client like a flow edit, and then you're gonna do a personal project, another flow edit, and nothing really changes, it's just the same thing. I don't know if that's gonna motivate you, but yeah, I don't know, man. Personal projects can be good, but at the same time you can burn yourself from that.
Okay, makes sense. So the next question that okay, so like Kawhi, do you want me to say your name with every question that you asked?
My name what? Sorry, the
No.
mic keeps cutting still, man. I don't think it's the microphone, dude. I think it's the
Discord
the
region?
meter. No, the meter of the sensitivity of it.
Oh wait, let me check that. Yeah, actually, I think it is. It's actually automatically determining it, so it shouldn't have any problems.
Okay.
But oh god, everything has to go wrong on my streams. This never happens, bro. Okay. Next question though. In your opinion, what matters most in an edit? Like, so, like, is flow more important, or is execution more important? Is creativity more important? What do you think, like, would be rank number one, so to speak?
Execution. Because execution can be everything. Can be in terms of cinematography that you put into the game, and editing and storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the first thing. Execution is really important.
Okay. And all right, so that's. I mean, I guess that's that. Then,
yeah, I think so.
Because a lot of people have there's a big, I guess, argument around execution versus creativity too. Some people say creativity is more important. Some people say execution is more important, which comes, and then I mean, obviously, flow of an edit matters a lot too. So I just wanted to see what you thought about that.
Yeah, creativity is really important too, but isn't that part of fucking execution, man? You know what I mean?
No, but like if you're like really creative, you have this really cool idea, but you don't execute it well, then nobody's gonna like that.
That's why the execution is important, man.
Yeah, that's basically the argument I make.
Okay, yeah, I would say execution and then creativity. Yeah.
Everything
What
is
else?
important, but execution comes first. I guess
Yeah, I would
that's
say so. Yeah.
okay. Perfect. Next up, we have everyone has their own personal standards for edits in general. What if you finish an edit and you don't personally like it, or you don't feel that it's up to your personal standards, but everybody else that you show it to like it? What would you do in such a situation?
I don't know, man. Like, you mean like if I should publish the video or not?
Like, yeah, would you scrap it if like everybody else likes it, but you don't feel that you're not in content with it, but everybody else that you show it to, or everybody else that sees it, they say that it's good. But according to your own personal standards, like everybody has their own personal standards, you don't think that matches your standards. Would you scrap it? Would you publish it? Would you change it?
Okay, you know what's the problem? The problem is that most editors, including myself, you start a project and you are hyped as fuck because the song is amazing, all of this is really good. You are making the edit, is amazing. You are off of the edit, you're like, shit, I'm so tired of this edit. I don't think it's good. You start having doubts of yourself. But that feeling that you had on the beginning with the song and all of that, that's what people are feeling, right? When you send the edits. And that's why the people say to you, you should finish, you should do this and then should that. And I think you should. I think you shouldn't quit. Maybe you can feel a little bit unmotivated because you didn't really achieve
That's actually a good
the idea
point of
that you
view to
wanted.
see things.
No, because man, when I made Seeing Someday, remember that edit that I made ages ago? I don't know if you've seen it, but anyways, I did an edit called Seeing Someday, and that was like my last edit. And I did only half of the edit because I had the same feeling. I was making the edit, I did some 3D on the beginning, I think the 3D was fantastic when I was doing, and then in the middle of the edit, I was like, fuck, I'm tired of this, I've seen this so many times, I'm done. Then I sent the edit to a friend of mine, Gash, and then he saw the edit and was like, bro, if you don't finish this is gonna be so bad for you, bro. Like, you really have to, I'm gonna do everything for you to finish this. If you don't finish, I will finish this for you because it's really good. And in my head, I was like, fuck, I'm tired, like, I don't like this anymore. So I just forced myself to finish it, and man, I finished it, and like people still talk about it. I still have comments coming sometimes on that video, and get some recommendations from people. So I think you should still finish the edit no matter what. If people say that it's really cool and stuff, just finish, you know?
I've never thought about it with this point of view that you just mentioned, that, you know, when you start an edit, you're hyped about the song and everything, because it happens to me too.
And the Valorant edit I made, I was just tired of it, bro. Like I didn't like it anymore in the middle, you know? And this happens with everything. And unconscious, you don't know this shit, but it is there, you know? Like someone has to tell you that it's normal to feel tired of a work that you are making because you just see it so many times, especially us, if we are doing everything. If you are doing 3D, if you are doing the cinema, if you are recording, if you are editing, if you are doing SFX, you're gonna repeat the edit so many times that eventually you get so tired that you don't want to see that shit anymore.
Yeah.
But you just have to remember yourself that on the beginning, the feelings that you had throughout the edit because of the music or cinematic that you did, people gonna feel that. And you just have to remind yourself constantly that people will feel that eventually. You don't feel it, but people will feel it.
That's true. Okay, so what do you think of an editor who spams the same settings on every edit? For example, like, you know, say it's the same fave point velocity or presets and stuff. Would they improve by doing that, I guess?
What, the question is so precise. Well, it's so technical. Wait, what are you saying?
So basically,
what are you trying to say?
If somebody doesn't try anything new, but they just keep spamming the same thing over and over in an edit.
What do you mean spamming?
Like, you know, if you do 5-point velocity with like 350, 20, like 10, and then the same 5-point velocity, you just use that in every edit. And then you
know, that's really general, because that's really it depends, because if the camera in game is super fast and you do the same velocity, right? Okay, imagine you have a cinematic that the camera in game is slow, and then you have another cinematic where the camera is fast as fuck. If you're gonna use the same velocity in one and another, it's gonna feel different, even if you are using the same velocity. You know what I mean? Because one camera is faster than another one, so you don't really see those differences though most of the times, you know.
True. So
I don't know, but
it all comes down to the same thing again. Would there be an improvement barrier on that person? Would they be able to improve as an editor?
I mean, you got to change a little bit, right? I mean, it comes to like, you got to look at it and it needs to flow well. Like, how many times did I record certain cinematics in the game where the camera is kind of fucked? So then even when I do like 300 velocity and then I do like 50% slow-mo, and then suddenly I go to like 150, and then like I change depending of the camera movement in the game. You know what I mean? But if you do the same thing, if you do copy paste at the same velocity and the camera movement is fucked, then I don't know, man. Storytelling is something that you should think of when it comes to like a frag, you know. Like don't start with like a cinematic and then of course having the same velocity. Cinematic of the guy coming, POV, he kills someone, then dead cinematic, and that's it. You gotta change the way that you tell that. Even if it's the same velocity, it doesn't really matter. You can always feel different when you use different cameras, cameras, speeds, and different storytelling. I don't know, man, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I understand. Okay. Okay, so this is something that I wanted to ask, but Kawai pointed out. What were the difficulties you faced when starting out as an editor? Like, you know, some people were actually asking in chat, like, did your parents support you, like, with setup and stuff like that? Were there any difficulties in that matter?
Yeah, I had the awful PC, bro. And even with the awful PC, I was doing 3D. It was taking me fucking weeks, but I tried to do stuff in 3D still, no matter what, even when I didn't have that much knowledge. But yeah, so the parent support parent supports, I think they only started supporting me or like believing in me when I started gaining a community or getting a name, and then I started getting some income from it. Then they were like, okay. But even that, my stepdad was not really supportive of it, but my mom was kind of supportive of it. But that's a different fucking story. It goes too deep.
I mean,
But
yes,
yeah.
obviously, family stuff always goes deep. I mean, I just wanted to like know if you found that, because yeah, I have the same kind of situation, I guess. I don't really have support from family side, but my
Well,
mom,
the thing
same
is,
thing.
but the thing is, if your parents doesn't really support you, but if you start making a decent income out of it, and you tell them, this is what's going on, I'm being creative, I'm creating stuff, and at the same time, I'm getting an income from it. I'm a freelancer, blah 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 blah. Nowadays, the days, the things are so different from nowadays than before. So if you get like a big income out of it, there's no way your parents gonna be like, oh yeah, you need, this is no. I mean, it depends. Fuck. If they want you to be a doctor and you are like just being a video game editor or doing work for big YouTubers, maybe they don't like. I don't know, man. It depends. Fuck, I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, my parents never really had anything in mind for me to become. They were like, okay, just do whatever you want to do. Just don't, yeah. So they didn't really tell me what to become. But obviously, since there's like editing and stuff is kind of new, and like in their time, that wasn't really a thing. And so when they see the stuff that they don't understand, then they don't.
Yeah.
They're not really confident with me pursuing that.
What did you try to ever talk with them and be like, can you guys come here and just sit with them in front of the computer and say, this is what I do, this is how much that I can get from it, and I can sustain myself from it because I do this and that, and money is coming from here and from there? Did you try to talk with them? Like,
not so far, no.
Yeah, so maybe in their heads they're like, yeah, the guy is just fucking, he's only playing video games. You know what I mean? Like my friends were the same thing. They had no idea because I never fucking talked with them about it. Like, what exactly you do? Yeah. Maybe that's what you have to talk. You have to be open with your parents about it. And your parents have to be open in order to like listening to you. But if they are not open to that, then I don't know, man. It can be really, really tough, really difficult.
True. I don't really know. I haven't really ever tried going that deep with that. Like, they weren't ever like there's not like they support it, but they don't really tell me to stop either. As long as my school grades and stuff, everything is fine. They don't tell me to like not do it. They're like, okay, if you want to do it, do it. But they're obviously they don't think of it as a career choice. So.
Well, you can tell them that you can become almost anything, because this is a hobby for you, right? For now,
yeah.
Like it can become a job in the future, but it's the same thing as sports. Instead of you doing a sport, your sport is editing, And the question that you asked me before, if like editing helped me out, or if he helped me when it comes to like cinematography and stuff like that, I just give you an example. My backbone was editing, and thanks to that, I managed to get a job when it comes to cameraman, and not just being a cameraman, you can just become an editor on a TV station, you know? So you just have to talk with your parents, man. If they are not really supportive, you can tell them that this is a good thing because he opens doors for future stuff,
Okay. If someone,
but I understand, man. If you're young and you don't have like the right information and the right way to talk with your parents about the subject, and you don't know everything about it, it can be difficult for you to try to open up your parents' mind about the subject.
True.
So it really comes to you and how you talked with your parents about it. Man, my whole essay on uni is about the benefits of video game editing. if you want, I can send you my essay when I get the grade from it, and you will see, because I talk about job opportunities. I have people that started from video game editing and now they are working in films. And you saw my podcast with Cozy. Like, he started by editing Code 4, and now he did Jurassic Park, dude. He did Aladdin, and he's still working for like these big companies, man.
Yeah, I mean.
So that is a good example of what you can be by doing this.
I mean, I'd love to read that essay, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I made like a closed forms with a bunch of questions to 30 editors, and I sent that to 30 editors that I know, including Cozy. And they had to like answer a bunch of questions, so this way I could have like a backup of what I'm saying. And yeah, and I was a backup as well myself, because now, for example, I'm contracted by Liquid to work for them, and I started by doing video game editing, and I still do that it sometimes with them. So yeah,
well,
I wish I could help out like people and people that struggle with talk with the parents about like video game editing. I wish I could help or write something that can maybe change the way that your parents think about this world.
Yeah, that would be. Actually, I'd appreciate that a lot, to be honest. But yeah, give me that essay whenever you can. I'd love to read that, and maybe
when I get the grades, I will let you know. The teacher said that I made a fantastic job, so I just can't wait to see the grade, and then I give it away to people.
Okay. I've watched all the T3C podcasts, by the way. Everybody in the chat, I've watched every single one of them. Okay.
I'm glad you liked it, man. I think.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I mean, yeah, obviously, bro. I mean, it was I like thought of something like this, and I was like, okay, has somebody ever done this before? And one of my friends told me about the T3C podcast, and I saw that, and I liked the format you guys were using too, which is when I actually contacted you the first time. Like, if you were cool with me doing something like this, even though like I didn't feel like there would be any problems, but I just wanted to be on the safer side.
When you asked me that, what did I told you?
You said it's cool, you should do it.
Yeah. Like, it's your thing, man. Like, it's like, you shouldn't even ask. If you feel like to do it, just do it, man. Like, I'll not be off. I don't care, man. You know, like, you do you, I do me, and everyone does you. Like them. Like, yeah.
So, okay, so if someone, this is the next question. If someone wants to start editing and they're confused about what software to choose between Vegas or After Effects, or say any software, DaVinci, anything, and they come to you for help, what would you tell them? Like, and don't, like, you're not supposed to say a specific software. You can just say, you can help them choose too. What would you say, basically?
Well, I get that a lot. A lot of people ask me that. And when I used to do the private lessons, it was the same thing. They would ask me what software I should start with. And I always ask them what they want to do, what exactly they want to do in the future, what are their goals. Because if they want to do highlight editing for big streamers, then I would say Premiere. If they want to do a flow edit, then I would say After Effects, because you start... because if you know After Effects, then it gets easier for you to move on to visual effects and shit like that. You know, if you do only Sony Vegas to do flow edits, the only good thing about Sony Vegas is the sound management of the software. I think is way faster than in After Effects. So I normally say to people, maybe start in After Effects, add the music, add your markers, and then when you're done, you can always use Sony Vegas just for the SFX, or if you are comfortable in doing SFX in After Effects, just do it. But it's a...
I mean, a lot of people with like great SFX do this. They make it their edits in After Effects, and then they do SFX in Vegas. I guess Vegas has better control too, because you can like keyframe even the pitch and stuff like that. Which, as far as I know, you can't do that in After Effects. So.
Yeah, I mean, you can do everything in After. The thing is that man, I don't know, man. I don't like the layout of putting the sounds and the waveforms of the sound effects, and then you have to manipulate. I don't know, man. I don't like Sony Vegas. The waveform is just right there, everything seems way easier to manage in terms of sound than in After Effects, in my opinion. But maybe because I don't know, maybe I'm too used to the website, to the software, Sony Vegas, and I'm way faster to do things there. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. So, as I said, we were going to get into this topic. Thoughts on film schools and universities? Are they a necessity to become a filmmaker?
No, you can learn everything online.
Like, what? Like, as you were saying, like you went to university, and obviously, you said you obviously learned something, but you had a baseline.
So the thing about but that's because I already had some knowledge. If I have no idea what I'm doing, here's the thing: on the internet, you can find a lot of information. Right nowadays, it's amazing. You can learn everything online, but you need to know exactly where this information are and what information you should actually follow. That's when university and schools could come along and help you out with that. The same thing as the private editing lessons that I did. I like it really, like, what do you want to be? You know what I mean? Like, it's always that question, like what exactly you want to do. And if you want to be filmmaker, then of course you know, if you don't have any knowledge at all, studying like film, maybe that could be a good thing for you, because you're gonna learn from professionals, depending on the school, of course, but you can learn from professionals that worked on the industry, and they can help you out, answer any questions that you have, and guide you to the right path. Now, you can learn everything online by yourself, but it can take a long ass time. But it all depends on you, what you want to do, and
okay.
And
because a lot of people say that
online as well, man. You know, there's lessons online from actually professionals too, where you can buy that and learn from it. But the thing is with schools is that you have the context of the teachers, that you can always like talk with them, or even the school can help you out find a job in the future. That's the good thing about it.
Because I've talked to a lot of editors who are like doing this stuff professionally now. Like I said, Zant was here last week, and he like, so they all said that. Well, not Zant didn't say this, but a lot of others have said that they feel like film schools, so to speak, are a fraud because they just cost so much money, and they just teach you stuff that you can learn online.
Yeah, but it's like I told you, man. They have a package that with information that will guide you to the best. Like the information as an order, right? That they're gonna provide it to you. Online, it's not really like that. You can't really find that massive package that they give it to you from. But it depends on schools as well, man. You have some shitty schools and you have some good schools. And some countries you have you don't pay anything to be in the education system, but in other countries you do pay.
Yep.
So it really depends. I don't know, man. But I think I don't think you need to go to school in order to be a good editor, cinematographer, whatever. What matters is your own work. If you have a good portfolio, like for example, if you're gonna apply for a job and the person that is applying for the job has a degree in film, right? But only like 2 films that he did, or like he doesn't have that much good content, and then you have this guy that never did anything never study, right? Doesn't have any degree, but his content is insane. You as the owner of the company that is hiring someone to do a work for you, right? You're not gonna pick the guy from the university because he has a degree. You're gonna pick the guy that has the best content that will provide it to you. So schools, in a way, doesn't really matter that much. But if you are in a school and if you are creative and if you have a good projects, then you can be ahead of this guy that is freelancing. But normally freelancing people have more experience than the people that are studying.
Ask him to drop a $600 dono to complete the goal. But ask who? What is going on? Am I outdated with the chat? What's going on?
No, I don't know.
Oh wait, it's probably because who was the one who completed your goal for the PC? I think it was Pyrex, right?
Energy and Spyrex.
Oh yeah.
They basically got me the computer. That if wasn't for not just them, like they were a massive part of it. But yeah, if it wasn't for them, I would not even be able to finish I would not be in Liquid. That's for sure, dude.
Oh, so Energy just joined the stream. That's why they're saying that. No, don't ask somebody to tonight. But yeah, I'm currently like saving up because like you, I have a really bad PC, but I still have a really bad PC.
Yeah, Nats help as well. Shit, a lot.
Okay. But yeah, I still have a really bad PC. I like my graphic card is like an AMD RX 550, which is like 2 GB RAM. And the biggest problem with AMD is I can't use Octane. And it's so annoying. No Octane.
Oh, you have the graphic card is AMD.
Yeah. No Octane, no Arnold, or no Redshift, nothing. So the only real-time renderer I have is Unreal Engine then. And Unreal Engine is not working. Like the only
Unreal Engine,
yeah. And then Unreal Engine is not working with the textures stuff I've told you. So
wait, what about Blender?
Blender doesn't have any. Yeah, I mean, I guess Eevee is, but I don't like the quality. But yeah, Devo did tell me to do that, so I'm gonna experiment with Eevee now. And like, there's a plugin apparently which is SSGI that makes it more realistic. So I'm gonna look into that more. But yeah, that's basically the only real-time renderer I can use, which is the most annoying thing about AMD, because apparently there is an Octane version for AMD, but that's only for Mac. Because Mac uses AMD GPUs, and there's an Octane X, but that isn't available for Windows yet. So I got so pissed when I learned about that. So.
Okay, man.
Can you use cycles on Blender with an AMD card? Yes, you can. But I mean, my GPU is so bad that like even thinking of using cycles in real time is stupid. I mean, it takes me 15 minutes to render one frame on cycles.
Well, when I started, my PC was fucking terrible as well, man. Like completely terrible. Like,
maybe I'll start somewhere. I'm gonna try. Yeah. I'm waiting for the 30 series baseline GPUs to drop somewhere like January, February, because they're said to be in like $200 to $300 range, and they're competing with the performance of like 1080 Ti's and stuff, and plus with the new RTX technologies and stuff. So I'm waiting for that to drop and maybe get one of those, like 3050 or 3060, and an AMD CPU, because the 5th gen CPUs are so good by AMD, but we'll see.
I really want to have the 3090. That's what I want, man. So the renders can be way faster. It took me 70 hours, almost 62 hours. To make the keycap kind of commercial video that I did.
Oh, that render.
Yeah. So
wait, if
I had a 3090, that render would probably be only like 30 hours, like half of it.
Damn, that's okay. I mean, I didn't know it was like almost double the performance, but like even with the render times and stuff, that was damn.
Yeah, 62 hours just render times.
So you said that you made this in a week, so you worked for about 4 days, I guess?
I did, it was 4 days, no, I probably worked for like 5, 6, and then the rest was just the render times. But I render it overnight and so on, you know?
Yeah.
So most of the times the computer was on the entire week. I didn't turn it off almost once. I mean, normally I turn it off before I leave the computer rendering the entire night, just to like have a refresh, you know?
What makes C4D Octane better than Blender Octane? I have no idea. Is it even better?
I think it's the same, man.
Yeah,
it's the same,
because it's the same engine,
render.
Just different.
The same engine.
Softwares. Okay. Next up, anything useful you've learned from your university that helped you in editing that you had already...
Your mic cut again.
Okay. Anything useful that you have learned from your university that helped you in editing that you haven't already learned in the editing community?
You know, I think what I learned was the terms of it. Like, I didn't had no idea what continuity was,
Hmm.
but I knew it. I just didn't knew there was a thing or a name.
Oh,
You know?
so basically, you know what the thing is, but you don't know the term for it.
Yeah. So it kind of it kind of clears a little bit things out, or you can call certain, you can call this specific thing a name, and before I didn't know about that name.
So, but it helps in like professional work more, I guess.
I learned about like because I'm studying film, is like how sets work, like in film, in the industry, how film sets works, and I had no idea how that was, and how to deal with actors, like
So basically,
professional actors, where you pay for them, and how to deal with them, and
it helps like working professionally.
They need something called a green room, where it's like a place for them to just chill, basically. So if you hire someone, you need to have a green room just for them to chill, or to read the script or whatever. And I didn't know any of that, so of course I learned a lot of stuff when it comes to like film related stuff. But in terms of editing, I'm gonna be honest with you, I was the one teaching the teacher how to where certain things were. Like they were basically telling me about these shortcuts that they knew about it, and I was like, you're doing it wrong. You can just right click on the video and then just like 2 clicks, that's it. And they were teaching like another way to do it in like 5 clicks, and I was like, what? Then I mentioned it. Oh yeah, you should if you right click on the video, you can find the option there. And then I just kept quiet, because they keep doing the same as the other similar things, and I just kept quiet because I didn't want to like
come off as disrespectful
or whatever. So yeah, teach whatever you want, but in terms of editing, I didn't learn anything.
So basically,
sound was good. I learned shit from sound, how to do Foley stuff for films. We had to do basically a part of a clip from Avatar, and we had to recreate the sounds from the scene, and it was actually insane.
Oh.
So I learned a lot of things from uni.
I mean,
but most of the things I already knew.
Yeah, so basically, when this question was, as I said,
there?
Yeah, hello. Wait.
He's muted. Your mic is muted.
Stream, it wasn't. What is going on? I think my like hotkey fucked up something. Okay, so basically, mostly it's only useful in professional work. You know the knowledge, but you don't know the terminologies, and so that helps in professional work mostly. The school. Okay.
Because if you're gonna work professionally, and if someone mentioned that name to you, and if you don't know what that is, it's kind of bad. So it's always knowing those names can be helpful for you in the future.
Okay. Do you recommend any editor with potential to start film school / university, or should they keep going with their normal education? So if you feel
say the question again.
If you feel someone has potential to become like a really good editor or filmmaker, would you recommend that they go to film school, or should they just continue normal education with the knowledge that you have going to film school?
If they are good already. Yeah, you always learn something, man, eventually. Even if you know already a lot of things. Like me, for example, I already know a lot of things, and I work for 3 years on that TV station. I did a lot of professional work, and now I went to uni. I still learn a lot of things, man, you know? So you always learn no matter what. Even if you... Yeah.
All right. So you would recommend them to go to university, basically?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. If imagine that you are working already for someone that is really known, and you're good in life, you getting your salary, and you just, you don't need to go to uni because you're already ahead of everyone. You're already like working for someone, stuff like, and you're comfortable. I don't think you need to go to uni. But the reason that I went to uni, in my case, is because I wanted to, because when I was younger, I didn't have the possibility to go because lack of money. And it was something that I always wanted to achieve. It was like a driving license almost. Imagine that you are 30 years old and you don't have your driving license yet. it's not embarrassing, but at the same time, it's like something that you reflect. And if I have the possibility to go to uni now, why not just do that check from the list that is in my head? So that's why I went, and it's experience.
Okay.
Overall.
Then says don't go to uni just for the sake of it. Go to uni because you want to. Yeah, but that's I feel like that's where most people get into predicaments where they don't know if they want to go to uni because they don't know if they're gonna learn anything, which is where the whole argument comes up. Like, because most people are like, okay, if I go to uni, will I learn anything? Is it worth it going there? That's
you always learn something, man. Always. Even if on the first 6 months is boring shit and you already know everything. On the next months, you're probably gonna end up learning something. Or if you don't learn something from the classes, you probably learn something from your classmates. You always ended up learning something. But yeah, I understand what Jenny's saying, because we have to deal with people that are in uni just taking the course just because of the sake of it. So sometimes you have to rely on these people in order to have your work done, and you can't really have your work done because they don't give a fuck about the course. That's why that's what she's trying to say, and I agree. You have that people as well in universities.
Okay. Personally, I'd say if you don't already have a passion for this and don't do it in your free time, don't go to uni.
Yeah. Basically.
You got a way up to do it. Like, if you're gonna be like at a job where, if you're gonna be like a doctor, you have to.
Yeah, true.
If you're gonna go like film, there's so many ways in the film industry that you literally run on set and learn. But there's like, it's not black and white. You've got to, is it agree the thing you want? Yes, it's you ahead, but it doesn't.
He keeps cutting out.
Sometimes it's about the connections as well that you do. If that uni has like insane teachers that are already working on the industry, that can give you a massive boost when you are done. You can actually find a job way easier than you being a freelancer for a YouTuber, you know?
But the world is...
Alright,
yeah,
so
the world changes, so things can change, yeah.
The chat is more happy about Jenny talking into the stream than you are.
Oh, really? You want her... she can just...
Get Jenny in the cast?
Be here.
Can we get Jenny in the cast?
They want you to be the new guest.
I know more of his answers than he does.
What are you talking about?
You work from Saturday to Saturday on the Liquid project. And you rendered Saturday night.
Okay, yeah, but that's because she counts the time that I'm on the computer.
I don't count the time.
You do.
I remember the time.
That's why she knows the times. But normally, I just get lost with the time, you know?
Huh. Yeah, I mean, Jenny was typing like the days that you worked on the edit before.
Yeah,
we were talking about that. So
yeah, she's aware of that.
Alright, moving on. Are there any editors that inspire you?
Editors that inspires me. Yes. Wait, nowadays kind of changed. Nowadays is more like the people that I find like they're working in professional level. Like, I mean, yeah. So like Bayance people inspire me a lot. People that do like 3D stuff, and in a way, kind of Fuse and Maro and all of these people that are working professionally as well. They kind of inspire me, but I don't know. The inspiration that I get now is from watching professional work from like other people that I never knew before. That's yeah.
So there's nobody specific. You just if there's a video.
No, because I'm doing so many things, man. Like I'm not just doing like I'm not doing a Valorant edit every week. You know what I mean? And I don't look up to like Fuse and Mario and be like, oh, now I'm gonna watch Fuse just to get my motivation back. No, I watch Fuse for the one time only or 2 times, maybe if I watch it again on the stream, and that motivates me, and that's like incredible work. But it doesn't make me go do something straight away. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. I don't have someone specific that motivates me that much now. It's like I think it's everyone that I find on Bayance and stuff and ArtStation. That those people kind of inspire me.
I see.
A lot of creatives. Yes, there's no one in specific. There's a lot of creators.
So basically, if you find a video that you like, and that's what you use as an inspiration nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Shifting from editing to 3D, how much time would someone with no 3D knowledge to take good at 3D, and how much time did it take you? Because we were discussing this, like me and my friends were discussing this last night, and everybody agreed that you kind of had an advantage because you did everything live and you had a whole community that could help you right there. So, do you feel that there was an advantage there, and how much time would it take for someone that doesn't have that advantage, for example?
Yeah, I definitely had an advantage because I had some people that helped me out. Pyrex, Devastated, and stuff like that. They and Spliffian, they kind of helped me out with it. But they can help anyone, dude. If you go on Discord, don't tag them, of course. But if you go on Discord and you ask something, normally you get an answer where you find this information. But most of the times they did the same thing as they did to you, like giving you, telling you, you find this here, or you do this like that. Like, they didn't do the stuff for me. They told me where I can find information or how certain things were made, but not really, because then I had problems and to redo it and try to find my own solutions for it. So, but if you are new to editing and it takes longer, of course, but man, you gotta know where you get the information on or the sources that you're looking for. So T2C, for example, T2C Discord, on the 3D general, sometimes you have people that actually help you out, knowing where these informations are. And most of the informations that you come in, like, how do you do the Valorant maps and textures and shit like that? Like that's already like on the tip list on the 3D text channel and shit. So
yeah. Okay, doing it on stream doesn't always help, as it can actually slow the creative process. I can actually agree with that. I used to do editing streams, and then I realized that I was actually taking longer on the edit than I would normally if I did it offline.
Your ideas, you lack of ideas more because you are constantly talking with people.
Yeah, you're constantly like in a conversation, interacting with people, and then
so
Are keywords when Thiago did not know the words? Yeah, that's actually the biggest problem I'm facing right now. I sometimes don't know something, and I'm going to ask that in 3D General, and then Devo is just going to type 2 words on Google, and the answer is going to come up. And then he's going to say, okay, it was that easy. I'm like, I didn't know the word, bro. And yeah, so that comes in, that fucks up a lot at the time.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's it, man.
All right. Since you're Since you're working with Liquid, what do you think Liquid saw in you that made them choose you to work for them?
I think it was that's a good question, because I didn't ask them. I didn't ask Ian that contracted me to what did he saw. I just saw him on so they saw the Valorant edit that I made, the breakdown, and they were not the only ones that saw that. Riot saw that as well. So maybe they saw potential in me when I made that. But yeah, they saw the potential, or maybe the knowledge that I had that could help out the team. So maybe that's why they hired me, because of the knowledge that I had and how I could, and the achievement, how I achieved that video.
Okay, Jen says a new editor in a new game, something that people were not doing at the time. If it wasn't for Breakdown and Valorant being a new game, they wouldn't have contracted him, even if he was doing BO2. That's true. The right person with the right skill at the right time.
Yeah,
actually
luck is as well on my side, but who made a 3D edit in Valorant as fast as I did back in the time? And I did it on stream. Who did that? No one. Wait, actually, yeah, Flowwind. People from Flowwind. But that was like 5 or 6 editors.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did it first than I did. Let me see.
I'm sorry, I'm answering stuff. It's actually no problem. I mean, as long as Enigma is fine with it, I'm fine with it.
Let me see. So they did it in June, 19th of June. And when did I break down? I did it. Okay. No, I did it first. Wait, did I did it first?
Yeah, everybody's saying
I did it in
first.
May. Yeah. Okay, so there you go then. So no one else did this shit before. What do I say to people every single time they come on the stream? Edit new games, edit the hype. Don't fucking stay on Black Ops 2. What did I do? It was a new game, man. I went to Valorant and man, I got the luck, dude. They saw it, you know, like, man, but it was not just that. For example, I did an edit for Agony, and it was when Fortnite was hype. And I got a lot of like exposure from it as well. And I could have worked for other clients, but I decided to not to because I was just enjoying myself doing like streaming and stuff like that. And plus I had uni. And on the beginning, I even, I didn't ignore the person that hired me to Liquid. I said that I couldn't do it because I needed time to just chill and stuff. And then after like a month, he came back to me again asking if I could do the video. So they liked the work that I made. It was not just about luck. And to be honest, I have T2C everywhere in my own YouTube channel. So the people from Liquid, they could always go to T2C and find better editors, you know? The reason that they choose me, maybe it's because they saw that I have a variety of content throughout all of the fucking games. You know, it's luck and hard work at the same time, and that's why they hired me, and the knowledge that the person has, and maybe when they see so much variety and the content that I'm creating is so unique from video to video, maybe that's what they liked about me. You know.
True. So this is then it comes back to the fact with the. So I remember when you made Agony, I'm pretty sure people like Tim the Tat Man reacted to it. So yeah, that was a big edit. Oh yeah, Summit watched it, I remember, okay.
Yeah, and the PUBG Shroud saw it as well.
Yeah. So this also, I mean, it comes back to the point with the rivalry stuff. Does it like really matter what game you edit, and as long as you're trying to improve every single time and you're giving it your best?
I don't think it matters the game, man. It matters. It matters that you know what people like. Like if the game is just recent and it's the hype, man, just edit the fucking game, dude. That's as simple as that, bro. Don't edit like a fucking COD 4 edit, man. No one gives a shit about that anymore. Edit something that people are talking about nowadays. That's normally, if you are working as an editor and doing flow edits and shit for others, the best way you can find work is by doing what people are hyped about. For example, Cyberpunk is coming soon. Why not doing something for Cyberpunk, right? I'm not saying maybe, yeah, you can still do a flow edit. I don't know how it's going to work for Cyberpunk, but when Cyberpunk comes in, I think people should start and do something for Cyberpunk. Otherwise, if you're gonna edit the same old games, man, no one gives a fuck about what
I'm excited.
Only a few.
I'm excited for Cyberpunk, and so I recently discovered this person called Ice VIP. I think you know him. Do you know him?
Of course I know him, man.
Yeah. So I recently found out about him, and I watched his GTA 5 edits. Now, if he came back to make a Cyberpunk edit, that would, that's something that would be really
dude,
cool.
I'm positive that he's gonna probably do something with Cyberpunk. If Cyberpunk has kind of the same tools as GTA has for like camera stuff, because that's another thing, right? If you are editing to a game where the game doesn't provide enough tools for us to do an entertaining edit, then it's going to be hard as fuck. Maybe that's another reason that Liquid contacted me, is because I had the knowledge to replace the cinematics with 3D world. So you can, I mean, you can do anything in any game, of course, but you need to have some knowledge. Yeah.
Okay, so since you've been, in the, you're assigned to Liquid, you work with a pretty big company, even though it's in collaboration with Liquid. It's one of the most well-known keyboard companies in the world. What do you think brands or organizations nowadays look for in an artist or a content creator? Like with your experience working with them, what do you think that they look for someone when they hire them?
Well, you gotta be professional. That's the first one. And you need to be kind of a kind person as well. So it's not just about the work that you do. Of course it is. You need to be creative and all of that. But at the same time, you need to be a good person and you need to be professional. What was the question again?
What do you think? What do you think brands and organizations nowadays look for in a content creator or an artist?
What they're looking for. I don't know, man, because I'm not like a person that contracts people. But if I was contracting people, I would try to look at all of the things that I said. Like, it needs to be a kind person, it needs to be professional, and at the same time, it needs to be creative and have some knowledge. Because think about it, man. Like, if you're gonna ask me the things that I know about the skills that I know, I could tell you that I know how to edit, I know how to film. I mean, I have knowledge on that, right? I know how to do 3D now as well. And in every single category, like editing, you have it's like a tree, right? In editing, you have so many things. Same thing as 3D, you have so many things. In the way that you film, or being what's the name again? A recorder artist, I think, a game recorder artist or something. CK was doing stuff for Fortnite, and in a way, you need to have some knowledge in terms of that too. But again, that comes from my backbone of doing the video games edits and how to tell the story of a frag. Yeah, so knowledge is really important.
As great well. Communication skills. I mean, yeah, communication skills come in pretty important when working with someone. Yeah, especially on big projects. If you don't have proper communication.
If I was hiring someone, it needs to have some kind of communication, of course, but you must be creative, or you must do something in order for me to hire you, right? You need to do something kind of
that stands out.
I'd say. Yeah, that stands out. I think that's it, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people are looking at, I guess. What do you do that is different? Or I don't know, man.
Companies want something new, reliable, skills and talent. Should be true. I guess that also correlates with the point that you made with editing new games and what's in the spotlight at that moment, because that's what big companies and brands are looking for. They want to grow, obviously, and they're only gonna do stuff that is at the center of attention at the time, which was like with Valorant and you editing that game.
One of the things that I got hired, I think it was because of all the knowledge that I have. That was one of the big things too. No, it was not just the creative part of it, because I got contracts. And if you think about it, I didn't got contracts to just do video game 3D things for them. I got contracts to do 3D stuff. Like recently I did the keycap shit. So they know that I have some knowledge in terms of that. I never did a product demonstration before, but they know that I have the knowledge to do it. Okay. And I never told them I never told them that, but they probably know that I know these things, I don't know, man. Yeah.
Wait, so actually I was curious because since all of this keycaps were actually gonna be they're physical, obviously. What am I saying? But so did you make the textures, like did you remake the textures in 3D? Did they give you the textures? How did that work?
So the company provided me the keycaps.
Do you have the keycaps?
No, they provided me the 3D assets of the keys.
So the company made
And-
the 3D assets.
Yeah, and it was super fucking heavy, man. It was like full of like the mesh was so so heavy. I tried to reduce the polygons and stuff, but it was really mad. So I had to use the massive meshes. But that's a different story. But they sent me, of course, they don't have Octane. They just sent me like the meshes and with the normal textures on it. But of course, you have to redo the textures. So I had to. I don't know if you saw my Biont's about the product, but I did a Biont's saying basically the behind the scenes. And if you read,
Yeah, I read the whole thing.
Yeah, there's a bit that says that I changed the textures of the keys because it was not realistic enough. So I had to add some bump map into it. Some I don't know if I'd add normals, some different kind
Yeah, I
of
noticed there were like
and stuff.
scratches and stuff on the keycaps, which I felt was a nice touch.
No, actually, I didn't add any scratches because, as you know,
No,
when
there was
you
like
buy
a
the-
line thing on like the enter key. I'm pretty sure, if I remember.
No,
correctly.
I didn't add any scratches. There's hair and dust particles in the keycaps, but what I had was bump. Was like if you look at your keycaps, it's not really a straight flat material. It has, if you look really closely, it has like really. It's not bumps, but it's irregular. It's not completely perfect. So I had to do that, which is it's easy, man. It was just a noise nodes, and I manipulate the noise in order to to look in my eyes that it looks kind of realistic.
All right.
But basically that was it.
Okay, so so those were all the questions that I had. Me and my friends gathered up, and we're actually 2 hours in already. Which I was actually doubting that I was gonna be able to get through all the questions in 2 hours, but now I'm gonna give everybody in the chat 15 to 20 minutes to ask
Wait, can I
whatever
be
you
real
want.
quick? Let me
Yeah,
just
sure.
be real quick.
You go. You can go, and everybody can start putting their questions in the chat. And when Enigma comes back, we can start doing that. Laser, I wasn't reading the questions off the chat beforehand, so now we're gonna do that. I think I just read the questions, but I always held them off. But yeah, just put your questions in chat. I'm gonna ask them in order. Then you can actually manage Enigma though. You have good advice. Alright, boys. Okay, I see some good questions here. Some funny questions, I guess. I like the advice that Jen had though, and like her point of view about things. You didn't tell us how you secured
Hi.
this W. Hi, welcome back.
I heard what you say about Jenny, and then I'm telling you, if you get Jenny in one of these podcasts, you'll be surprised. She's the one that has all the words and all of the sense and the right words. I'm really fucking bad at it, to be honest with you.
Okay. Hey, who wants to see Jen in a podcast?
She knows about like filming, the film industry because of like the school and so on.
That is actually pretty cool. You did not
And
tell us how you secured this W?
She knows as well a lot about T2C, even if she was only in it for like a year.
All right, and I mean, if Jen is down to come on, I will be more than happy to host. Okay.
I'm not telling you to do so. I'm just saying, like, if I don't know, I don't even know if she's up to.
Yeah, I mean, it's all up to her, bro. I'm down to do one because I mean, as far as I've talked, like communicated with in the chat, I've I felt the answers to be like really well worded and comprehensive. So, okay. Somebody says you did not tell us how you secured this W. There was really anything. When I started the podcast, the day I did the first episode with Sense, as I said, I had asked Enigma if I could do something like this because of the T3C podcast, and he said he was chill with it. And then I was like, okay, can you come DM? I want to ask you something personal that I don't want anybody to know before I announce it. And I mean, after that, it was just Enigma being nice and being nice enough to DM me. And I DM him, I tell him everything about the podcast, and he's like, okay, I'll come on. So yeah, this was actually decided like 2 months before. You have no idea how hard it was for me to keep this in.
True, bro. True.
It was so hard for me to hide that. Like, I was like, I'm not gonna even tell anybody. But then I ended up telling like 3 of my most close friends.
I couldn't come earlier because of all of the uni work that I had to do, all of the liquid work, and it's hard to just manage the time. And finally, I finished this project, the keycaps. So now I got the weekend to like kind of relax. But now uni is coming this week, plus liquid work. So it's gonna be another. My head is like buzzing.
So,
even when I'm like relaxing, I feel like I'm still not completely relaxed.
This W is all thanks to Enigma. Okay, he was nice enough to not ego me. And okay, all right. So let's start with the questions that the chat has. The first question is by Toast. What is your most favorite edit of all time?
Probably the one from Maru. What was the edit called again? The last one that he made.
I don't remember the name, but I think you're talking about the one in which the map literally moves.
Light Drop, I think.
Oh yeah, I think that is it.
Yeah, Light Drop.
Yeah, because that's like one of the most iconic ones, like with along there with Nevermore and stuff. So
yeah. And this place is pretty fucking badass too. I miss this place. I hope this place. I know that this place was working on something, so it would be cool to see an edit finished by him.
Okay. Any future plans for Enigma in terms of content creation or editing other games?
Wait, what's the question again?
What are like any future plans for you in terms of like content creation and editing other games? I mean, I guess you've already made it like clear that you were obviously open to editing new games, but with content creation.
Yeah, but my goals is to stay with Liquid, or if I get other, I just want to maybe now what I want is just to do 3D related stuff and not really like video game editing. Because I think I think I reached my level, my personal level on the video game editing, and going to another area like 3D, I think is good for me.
Okay. All right. T-Type 33 asks, can Enigma do a backflip?
I can, but not here, bro. If there was a pool right next to me, I'll do a backflip.
Oh god! But, wait, we want to see that one of the streams, bro.
I did that on one of my streams.
Which one?
But I deleted all the clips and shit because of the MCAs and stuff. But I had the clip of me doing a backflip on the pool.
Oh shit, dude, that would have been so good. I have not seen that. Well, it's in none of your stream highlights either. I've watched all of your stream highlights, like at least 4 or 5.
I had the video on when I was in vacations in Portugal last year. I think I was. I did a backflip and I recorded.
Why didn't you put it on the stream highlights? Because I've watched all of your stream highlights. It's none of them.
What, the backflip?
Yeah.
Maybe I missed that clip.
Because I think there's like 19.
But I don't think that's funny, dude. I'm not gonna just put myself doing a backflip. No one's gonna laugh at that, dude. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why I didn't put it.
Okay. How much Team Liquid merch does Tuga have?
Oh fuck! I have so much, man. Because hear me out. So I did the Valorant edit, and then they sent me a package of merch, but they didn't send that much. They sent like three items or something, And then when I signed to Liquid, then I was like, oh damn, okay, now it's a big thing. And then they wanted to send me more, and they sent more, and I don't know, man. I think I have like 6 t-shirts, 3 hoodies. I don't know, man. It keeps growing because I'm gonna probably have more when more merch comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Laser PSD asks, how long did it take to learn Marvelous Designer? What is that?
Marvelous Designer is a software for cloth simulations.
Okay.
And honestly, I'm pretty new to it. If I'm gonna count how many times I open Marvelous Designer to do something, I would say like 6 times. That's how new I am to Marvelous Designer.
I think most people in T3C just use Houdini for cloth simulations.
Yeah, I mean, you can use Houdini, but I'm not really familiar with the software, and I felt Marvelous Designer was more like a user-friendly kind of software, so I was like, alright, let's give it a try.
Lolzy asks, does Enigma watch anime? Name favorite ones if yes.
I used to watch a lot of anime when I had the time. I watched... wait, I think I had my anime list link. I think I did one. My anime list, yeah. Oh, fuck, man. The list is fucking massive. I don't know how to... Yeah, the list is massive. Okay, the ones that I watched was Dragon Ball, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I watched No Hero Academy. Kimo no Wa.
Mm-hmm.
And Kotonowa no Niwa. I don't know. Of course, Pokemon, and I watch a lot of the Studio Ghibli films. I watch Tokyo Ghoul as well. Did I forget something? I'm trying to watch now Evangelion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andrew C asks, have you ever been interested in working for studios such as ILM or Vita? I know people who have landed jobs at studios like those that are nowhere near your skill level.
Nowhere near what?
Your skill level.
Oh, it's because I suck. Is it?
No.
Of course, bro. People that are working on ILM, they are ahead of everyone, man. Fuck, you kidding me? Like,
no, I'm pretty sure he's complimenting you. What do you mean?
Really?
I think...
Wait, no, bro. My skill compared to the people that are hired by ILM, dude, there's nothing compared to that. Man, they are doing... they are doing way more better shit than I am, man. They are ahead of the game. That's why they are on ILM. But yeah, if I considering going to there, I don't know, man. I'm just starting, dude. So I prefer to just go with the flow, and then we'll see how it goes.
Okay. What color is your toothbrush?
It's blue.
Oh, mine's blue too. Let's go.
Yeah.
Lolzy says
I had
favorite...
the pink one before, but then I changed it.
Oh god.
It was too much used.
Lolzy asks favorite anime edit.
My favorite anime edit. I think it's the one that I've seen that was on T2C anime, and it had 3D mixed, and I forgot the name of that shit. I don't know if anyone in the chat knows, but there's an edit that someone did that was mixed with 3D.
I think Kana did one with 3D.
Kana did that one, yeah, but wasn't that like an intro or a scrap or something, or a test?
I have no idea, actually. I watched it on your stream, actually. When you watched it, that's when I watched it.
Oh, it was by Alfear.
Okay.
It was called Frame by Alfear.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one.
What's the best way to start learning 3D editing in terms of what software to start from, where to learn certain stuff such as nodes, etc.? Question by Lynn.
The best way to start learning 3D? Well, again, that depends on what you want to do in the future. Mm-hmm. If you want to do visual effects...
Yeah, we kind of already covered this.
Yeah. Yeah, in terms
Uh,
of 3D, not really. But yeah, I mean, if you want to do, it depends of your future again. The same thing as editing. It depends of your future, what you want to follow. But in 3D is the same thing. Like if you want to do visual effects stuff, then Houdini is the best for you because of all the effects you can produce in there. If you want to do modeling on actually animation, Maya is the best software for you. If you want to do your own models and sculpt things, ZBrush is the best software for you. So like it all depends of what you want to do, man. I use Cinema 4D because it's a software that I used for a long time and I'm kind of comfortable with the software, so that's why I stay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gustaz asks, when did he start 3D and what tutorials or something like that would he recommend?
Tutorial.
Well, let's start with when did you start 3D?
Oh, I started 3D. Oh man, I don't even know if I have the edit here. I started like in 2010 or so. But I never follow it. I just test it and I did something with 3D and I thought it was cool, so I did it, and then I stopped doing it completely and I just focusing on editing instead. And then I came back at it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Fun Modern asks, is it hard to find a job as a 3D beginner with some skills and base understandings how things work?
It's like any other job when it comes to like to the creative process of it. You got to do work sometimes for free in order to start having more people want your stuff, right? And you have to produce like quality content in order to get some eyes from other people, and make sure that you post your work in social medias, because that makes other people see what you're doing.
Yeah, it's the
Like,
best
for
way
example,
of sharing your work, basically.
Yeah. I have my community on Instagram is different than the community that I have on Twitter. People that use Instagram, sometimes they don't use even Twitter at all. They don't know what I put on Twitter. People on Twitter sometimes don't even know what I put on YouTube or I do on Twitch. So every platform have their own people.
Yeah, because I saw the Valorant edit you made for Liquid. It got over 1 million views on Twitter, but it only has like 100,000 on YouTube.
Yeah. It's a different community, man. It's like it's easier to share as well on Twitter than on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now I joined Byance, and every time that I make a project, I go there and I explain basically everything that I did on a project, like a behind the scenes, because some people really like to see that and the struggles that I got and stuff like that. So that's why I put it. And it's good for your own portfolio. If someone says, can I see your portfolio? You just link the Byance and they can see the amount of work you put into a project.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Phoenix Backup asks, what kind of books does Enigma read? I'm guessing that question comes from the library behind you.
Yeah, well, man, that's the only things that I have. They asked me that the other day on the stream as well, but I didn't read that much stuff, man. I don't have that much time, but actually, the last time that I read something was like 2 years ago or so. Wait, no. Fuck. It was almost 3 years ago. That's how long ago it was. But yeah, I don't have that much time. But the kind of books that I normally like to read is stuff that helps you out. It's not like fiction stuff. It's more about like this one. Oh,
yeah, I wanted
the camera
to.
is inverted, I think. Oh no,
yeah, you can read it. You can read it. Yeah. I
so
want to read this book. I actually want to read this book.
Yeah, I have that one. But this helps you, man. Like how to not give a fuck, basically. And then this one, Emotion Intelligence, I think is really important, and it's something that they should teach in schools, which is how to deal with your own emotions. Like when you are sad, what you should do. When you are happy, how to deal with all of that stuff. And I wish I knew some of the things that they teach here. But I didn't read it all of it, but it's really interesting. And then I have this one as well, Mastery. To be honest, I don't remember, and I don't think I even read it. But it's the same thing as like things to help you out. I like reading that.
I think I love
fiction.
reading all kind of books though. Like I read fiction. I love. So there was this writer that not recently, like 2-3 years ago, they passed away. But that person used to write fictional novels about like a detective, and he had 800 novels of that series. He had written 800 novels, and I have read more than 100 of them, and I love that series. But I also like I want to read this book like you showed, the Subtle Art of No Giving a Fuck. I wanted to read that.
Yeah,
because
do it.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure when we talked the first time, even in VC, I told you about the community stuff and how people are being dick to you sometimes. And I think if you want to grow in this community, you need to know stuff like that. You need to know how to ignore stuff.
Yeah,
because eventually you're gonna find somebody who's just constantly trying to demoralize you and stuff.
Yeah, just focus on yourself, and if you don't like the people that is calling you all of these names, just block. That's it. You don't have to deal with their shit, man, you know?
Alright, Kana asks, does Enigma researched about physics for the 3D hentai as he said on the last stream? What the fuck? What went down on the last stream?
What is that?
What did you guys do on the last stream? He says, does Enigma research about physics for 3D hentai as he said on the last stream?
Yeah, so on my stream, someone said that, you should try 3D porn or something.
Oh.
And and I was like, actually 3D porn is really fucking difficult to do because you need to like have to create the dynamics of like the soft body parts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you actually have to know how to do that, and I have no fucking clue. I think I had to like to do some research, and I did a research on the side while I was on the stream, and there's tutorials explaining how to do that.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think YouTube like would allow that kind of content, but apparently.
Well, you'll be surprised with the shit that YouTube has sometimes.
No, the thing is,
if it's education, you can upload almost anything.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like stupid because the content creators say fuck and their videos get demonetized. But then on the other hand, you have content like this on YouTube. Obviously, even though it's not monetized, it's there. So I don't know. Okay. What type of, Kyle asks, what type, no, this is probably just a meme question. I'm not even gonna ask it. Phoenix asks, wait, Enigma can hear this? He has headphones while shitting? Wait, did you wear your headphones to the bathroom?
Yeah.
That's an
advantage. I could hear you like you were waiting for people to send questions. So I peed a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Okay. Those are all the questions before we started answering them. Text for educational purposes? Okay. Yeah. What am I watching? You're watching the first time somebody has interviewed Enigma. I feel so special. Damn.
Sorry? So what did you say?
The first time someone interviews Enigma.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't think no one else ever questioned me about stuff.
Yep. Okay. Yeah,
I saw as well. I saw your tweet about the podcast.
Oh yeah.
And then you got someone say, like, when you said that, you said something about you were making fun of when you started this series of the editor cast. And someone comment something completely different, and I think this is what you mean by having to deal with toxic people. And like you got this guy called Kyle.
Yep, he's in the stream too right now.
Yeah, I don't know why you're saying that to you, bro. That's so rude. I don't know if he's trolling or not. See, that's the thing. If you have someone that is a big troll or like someone that you don't really fuck with, you can just block. That's it. You don't have to respond.
Yeah, I mean, I've been ignoring like most of his messages the whole stream.
Man, on T2C with all of the dramas and shit. If you knew how much shit that I've been through, and that I all I did was just ignoring, and to a point where I couldn't ignore it anymore because I was just tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can just ignore. That's it. Two clicks, and you're good, man. You just focus on
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, I'm still new to the community, so to speak. It's 2019. Like 1 year isn't too much, especially compared to you. You have 11 years or something of experience in the community, and
Yeah.
the problem here, like when I started, like Kawaii Babe, you know him. He can vouch. I used to have like beef every single week because I would be like, anybody says something to me, I would be like, okay, this person should know who I am. They should know, like, and they should not have that point of view about me. And I would just start arguing, and there would be like 30 tweet long threads of me arguing to someone about my point of view versus their point of view. And then I reached at a point then where I was like, okay, nobody cares. If they have their point of view, let them be. If you have your point of view, just keep that. And sometimes you just need to give up. I mean, if people are not always going to listen to you, which is something that a lot of people need to realize, and I'm thankful that I have, and I didn't earlier. It actually got me
you
into
just
a lot of
have
shit.
to surround yourself with people that you like. That's it, man. If you don't like people like that is, you just make your own. You make your own community. If someone is like fucking around in shit, just block. That's it. And you would eventually never come in, or if you would come in, it's just like being a stalker, basically, bro. It's kind of weird, and that normally makes them feel a little bit bad, in a way. After a while, I got so many people apologizing after mistakes they made in the past. But to be honest, like I don't care. I just focusing on myself, that's it, and the people that actually matter since of the
Yeah, I
in
mean,
first place.
I'm not gonna take a name here, but I talked to one of the people that you had beef with in the past, and they were banned from T3C. And I talked to that person, and they were like, I was like, okay. So there, I was actually contemplating when I wanted to add you onto the podcast, and this person was following the podcast, and I was like, I was talking to them, I was like, okay, I hope you don't mind, I invited him, and he was like, okay, no, it was actually my fault, it was a misunderstanding and stuff like that. So I didn't realize that people sometimes do realize that they were making a mistake on end, but yeah, some people just want that beef, I guess. They find that fun for some reason.
I don't know, man. I don't know. all I want is just to focus on myself and the good things that are coming. I don't really care that much about anything else, And the older you get, I guess the less you give a fuck. To be honest.
So that's it for the podcast. We have covered all the questions and all the chat questions. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you to Enigma for giving his time.
No problem, man.
I was freaking out when we actually decided that it was gonna actually happen.
Well, I wish you good luck, man, for the rest of the episodes you're gonna have with other editors.
Yep.
And I'm sorry if I didn't respond like straight to the questions or certain questions and stuff, but I'm not really. Normally, I'm not the person that gets interviewed, So I don't know if I respond everything correctly or not. But
no, I think it was pretty cool. But yeah, it's always been like a dream to talk to like you in a call and ask you stuff that I've always wanted to ask you. So yeah, this was really something special for me. Thank you for coming to the podcast. Thank you everybody in the chat.
Man. Thank you for having me.
Watching, and I'll see you all next week, hopefully with another one. And goodbye.
Good night, guys.